begin on our feet. So if you wouldn't mind rising and then taking a space in the middle of your mat. And once you get there, feel a moment of like relief that you've now came to your mat to be in your body for the next 60 minutes. And it might be a transition there. We might still be caught up in the script of our minds, and that's okay. That's expected. But we'll shift to our bodies. And this week, I took some time and was doing a puzzle. It was a 1,000-piece puzzle, so it was a process. And yoga is very similar to this. We are using our logic minds. We're here to find shapes and create angles. Combine these logic and creativity parts of our brain. There is so much magic that happens there. So just find your body. Maybe begin to imagine it as these little building blocks or little puzzle pieces. You have your feet, the shins to the knees, all the way up to hip creases, through the fronts of the bodies, wrists and shoulders, up through the face. And then you also have the back side, shoulders, hips, down through knees, back to feet, as these beautiful things that all fit together just perfectly. And when you zoom out and you look at the whole thing, it is this beautiful being, allowing yourself to find exactly what you're looking for tonight. Good. Okay, we're going to start with our breath. Breathing in, and we're moving awareness through front. We're moving out and moving awareness through back. And you're constantly going through this cycle, this circle of flowing breath, connecting it to this center stage. Okay, and then once you've done that a few times, we're going to loop our right side of the body and then loop it down through the left side of the body. Just simple awareness, scanning through your right foot, up through right leg to hip, staying centered through right shoulder to the top of the head. And then your exhale can move it down through the left side of your body, down through left arm, left leg, left foot. Let's go 2 more times, circling awareness, bringing it up through the right side. Again, right side, you can imagine this is connected to your left brain, so it works in opposite. Keep going, right side, left side. Simply qualities of activity and creativity and logic and analyzing. Okay. We'll keep using both of these force throughout our practice, but you can let this breath technique go and then start to move circles through your feet. You'll allow a rotation so that you're placing weight in the back of the heels and then to the outer edges of the foot and then through a circle to the back. You'll just keep going round and encircling. Good. And then you'll go the other direction. Nice. Okay, then from here, find a pause, separate your feet a little bit wider, bring your hands to your hips, and then circular motions with your hips that way, bringing it all the way around. And you can imagine here almost like you're just starting to figure out a puzzle. You might start with the perimeter, just getting the structure of the body warmed up. And so you have a frame of reference. All right, go ahead and pause. One more little space for us to warm up are our arms. So let's reach our right hand forward. And then as you draw it up into the air, bend at your elbows, start to turn your chest. Gaze will go to the elbow, and then you can bring your hand back down by your side. Other hand, left hand will go forward. Once it reaches up, bend at elbow, start to twist slightly at your chest and bring it down. Good, one more time this direction. Arm forward. Once it reaches its height, then bend. Good, open and twist. Last time this side, lift up, draw it back, and then find yourself forward with your hips and shoulders. A similar thing, but backwards. Let's start with our left hand, bring it up into the air. You'll start with that bend of your elbow, and then almost like you're swimming or treading water, allow it to scoop under. Other side, start with the bend, then straighten it as you extend up and forward and down. Okay, final time with this arm, reaching it up and through, and then final time with this arm, up and through. Okay, bring your feet back together. Put a little bend into your knees. This is just our first chair, so don't make it too big, just a little bend. And then we're gonna lean our body over to the right side, and then bend at your hips as you fold your chest forward, let your arms just dangle, and then rise back up. So now we're making circles with our body of our upper half, folding forward and down and around across our lower half. Good, so you'll do that a few more times. Bending your knees when you're lowering, maybe lengthening up a little bit as you lift. Okay, switch directions. Bend at your knees, side bend, fold at the chest. Really wandering through your body, what is feeling open and ready to move, and what's feeling a little bit more tight and just a little bit more of a puzzle to work through. Okay. Slowly start to lift your chest, come to a standing space. One more fun thing for you guys to do. You're gonna lift up on your heels, lift, 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 lift. And then when you exhale, just drop your hips and your heels at the same time and just like let your body shake for a moment. We'll do a few more times like that. Land with a soft bend in your knees so you're not shocking your joints. Exhale and like just shift and let everything rumble and roll. Good. It's almost like you're dropping puzzle pieces all over the table and onto the floor. Lift up and then just like drop suddenly and alertly. Awaken the body. Last one, lift and then just drop it. Okay. One big breath here. Bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Maybe close down the eyes. Final time, loop a breath through the front side of the body. And then as you exhale, sigh out through the mouth, let it filter through the backside. Good. And you can move your feet a little bit closer together. We're gonna go into a deeper chair this time. Start to bend at your knees, rise your arms up above and overhead. Sink weight down into the heels, maybe even wiggle the toes. Okay. And then from here, you're gonna inhale, lengthen up, step your right foot out to the side. Good. Once you've stepped right foot out to side, pick up your left foot, curtsy it behind your right, grab onto the left wrist, and side bend over towards the right side of the room. Nice. As we return, both feet come together, hands come down, hips go low, rise your hands back up in space. Good. As you inhale, lift your arms and legs, step your left foot out to the side. Good, once you get there, plant down through left, scoot your right foot behind, grab onto right wrist, put a little buoyancy bend through the knees, and then lean up and over. Good, we're gonna go 2 more times, once on each side. Land in chair, sink your hips, float your arms. Good. As you inhale, lengthen up, step your right foot out. Good. From here, your left foot's gonna curtsy behind, grab onto the left wrist and side bend. Gorgeous. Come back through center, feet together, hips sink low, arms rise to sky. Inhale to lengthen through legs. Go ahead and step left foot wide. Plant down and left to curtsy back behind with your right. Grab onto right wrist and side bend. Gorgeous. Land in a chair. Hips bend down low, knees and toes point forward, arms to sky or hands to chest for a prayer pose. Let's go 3 breaths. Good. Keep fueling energy through your body. Next time you exhale, float your arms by your sides, drop your chest low and forward fold. You can lengthen through your legs, let your head hang, grab your arms to connect to your elbows or hands to connect to elbows, and sway yourself side to side. Good. Okay, let yourself breathe. And just like you know what the puzzle's eventually going to end up looking like, it's not like you're taking an elevator fastly going to the top. Instead, you're going to take the stairs. You're going to go step by step, one piece leading to the other, sometimes not even able to put one piece after until you found the first. So again, let yourself take each pose tonight one at a time. Any challenge that you might face can be solved one little thought at a time, one little question. Breathe in, lift up halfway, take a halfway lift. When you exhale, forward fold. Okay, place your hands to the mat, step 1 foot back, and then the other, come to a plank pose. Once you've found plank, drop your knees to the ground. Good. Open up your belly by dropping it and finding your heart pulling forward. You're looking like a cow. Good. From cow, pull your hips to your heels. And then at the last second, round your spine, find child's. And go through this little rolling motion again. Round your spine, cat, come up. Good. Then exhale, drop your belly low, look high. Okay, take your hips back to your heels. Find a little dip in your belly, but pull back like child's. And then curl your spine, typical child's pose, but your toes are tucked under you. Okay, go again. Inhale, round the spine, pull your shoulders forward, then drop the belly, and then sink your tailbone to your heels, and then round again, child's. Go 2 more times on your own, the same rhythm. You're rounding forward. Exhale, drop belly, lean back. Good. Find your rhythm of your breath. Good, y'all. Okay, once you land in a regular tabletop, you'll descend to your belly, come all the way down. Once you found yourself there, reach your arms back behind you. You can float your palms to the sky. With a breath in, lift your chest, peel your shoulder blades together. Hands can come off the ground. And then lift your feet and your knees so you balance on your hip pointers. Then from here, hands come underneath your shoulders and then slide them back by your upper ribs. Then place the feet to the floor and lift your chest while you squeeze your glutes. Nice, guys. Okay, exhale, lower down, we'll begin again. Bring your arms by your sides. Breathe in, lift up, cobra, locust, arms and feet float. Then arms come by your sides, feet down to floor, lift higher into your chest. Good. Last time, roll back down to the ground. Hands beside you. Pull breath in, lift yourself off the ground. Okay, hands come down. As you inhale, push down with your feet, up with your heart, and then tuck your toes, hips to your heels, child's pose. Good. Keep fueling breath in and out through your nose. Allow this to be a little bit of a problem solver for you. Like when you're getting stuck and you need to take a break and walk away, let reconnecting to your breath be your pause. Okay, sit up to table. This is going to help us later. Reach your right foot to the back of the mat. Okay, you can scoot your hands slightly forward, or if you have props, you can even prop your hands up. Okay, your knee is going to come into your chest, and you can round your back slightly like a cat. Okay, and then re-extend back behind you. Okay, this time you're pulling your knee into your chest, but tapping your left elbow. So you're crossing your knee past midline, and then you'll re-extend back behind you. Okay, one more of each. Inhale, come to center, feel the difference. Find a little bit of a rounding. Then extend. And now you're coming back through center, but crossing so that your hips sort of stack. You're right underneath your left, and your knee comes to the outside of your left elbow. Then pull it back behind you. Okay, knee to knee, come back to mat, tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your hips into sky, downward facing dog. Okay, again, breathe, recognize where is there heat being built? Where are you being challenged? And where is the brain clicking? Okay, from here, lower your knees back down to earth. Lift your left leg behind you. Okay, same thing, knee into chest, round through shoulders. Pull it back behind you. Okay, knee into chest, but then tap right elbow. Feel your hips start to stack slightly, and then pull it back. Good, knee into chest, breathe. Good, reach it back behind you, breathe in. Exhale, pull through chest, tap right elbow, and then lean and reach foot back into sky, and then place it back down into earth. Okay, toes tuck, hips lift, find a downward facing dog. You can stay here, or we're gonna link together a vinyasa, pulling yourself into a V shape, and then from there, come to a plank shape. So you're in a diagonal. Then lower your knees, bend your elbows straight back and together towards your ribs. Feet flat to the floor, lift your heart, cobra pose. Exhale, toes tuck, hips to heels, pass through child's, or right away, downward facing dog. Each time we come to this, it's gonna get slightly more advanced if your body chooses to go there. Otherwise, you can skip it or take that pull back to child's and then meet back in down dog. Really make this your practice. Find your power here. Look to your thumbs, come to a forward fold, facing the top edge of your mat. Okay, you stay. I'm gonna turn. As you fold, breathe in, lift up halfway. As you exhale, lower back down towards the thighs. You'll put a bend into your knees, sink your hips back. We've been here before. Find chair. With a breath in, push weight into your right foot and lift your left leg. Good, you're in a one-legged mountain. With an exhale, come back to chair, and as you find your knees bent, hips reaching back, pull your left hand to the back of your mat so that both palms face the side wall. Good. Next time you inhale, return, arms come forward, then extend your legs, lift up. With an exhale, take a slight back bend. Open heart, lift chin. Exhale, forward fold and down. Good. Once you've folded towards the earth, then pull it up. Inhale, halfway lift. Then exhale, come down, fingertips graze the earth. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Once you've done so, lower your back knee. Good. Heel toe your foot out to the edge of your mat. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. So you're coming into a low lunge with a little bit of an open hip. Left hand will stay on ground. Right hand, sorry, that's reversed. Right hand can stay on ground. Left hand can come to inner thigh. Turn to the knife edge of your foot and start to twist your chest and look over your shoulder or down towards your heel. Note what you're experiencing. And then come back. Heel toe your foot. Hands can be on either side. Then lift up your back leg. You're going to extend your front leg into the air. So lift your left leg high above you. From here, take your knee in towards your nose, round through shoulders. Good. Breathe in, lift it back up. If this is too much, you can come to your knees and do what we did in tabletop prior to this experience. Okay, knee into chest, cross your body so you're tapping towards your right elbow. Good. Inhale, come back up, re-extend leg to sky, and then place it between your thumbs. Okay, we have our back heel lifted. Rise hands into the air, high crescent lunge. And from here, bring your hands out to a T. You're gonna reach your right hand underneath your left. Give yourself a hug. Point your elbows into sky, take a slight back bend. And then when you exhale, uncross the arms, drop your chest over the front leg, pause. Then when you exhale, hands will come to earth. Step both feet to downward facing dog. Stay in a down dog or go to a child's, or we'll add to our vinyasa, bringing yourself forward to a plank, high above heels and tippy toes. Then start to bend at your elbows, lower halfway. From a halfway, flip over the tops of your feet, lengthen your arms, draw the crown of head into the air. And then when you exhale, down dog or pass through child's, and catch your breath. Once you've harnessed your breath, used your pause as your problem-solving superpower, look forward and walk to the top of your space. As you surrender in your fold, then you'll inhale and lift up through your spine halfway. Exhale back down, chest to thighs. Rebend your knees, sink low, hands up into the air. Good, everybody. Once you've found yourself there, maybe you note the heat that's building in your body. And then shift weight into your left leg so that your right foot can rise into one-legged mountain. Take this little warm-up of balancing. So we've got a little bit more fun to come later. Then exhale, land softly, safely, and then twist, right arm open, chest will turn with you, but hips and knees stay facing forward. Good. Sink a little lower. And then with your breath in, reach both arms forward, lengthen legs, rise up. With an exhale, slight back bend, keep exhaling and forward fold. Inhale, lift your hands halfway. And then exhale, bring fingertips to ground. Left foot is coming to the back of the mat. Drop your knee. Both hands come to the inside of your right foot, heel toe, so that your foot is coming to the outer edge of your mat. Your heel is in, your toe is out. And then start to turn your chest to face the inner thigh. So that means your right fingertips stay on ground. Left fingertips stay on ground. Right hand to the inner leg, and then turn your chest. So we'll always turn towards our bent knee. Don't mind me. Good, guys. Okay, breath, even in and even out. And then square your shoulders, return your foot so it's underneath the knee. Your back toe is gonna lift so the kneecap rises. And then front foot comes high into the sky. Find yourself in three-legged. Pull knee into nose, curl and crunch, then re-extend into sky. Okay, we're coming into chest, but then tapping left elbow so that the hips sort of stack, and then re-extend back into sky. One more time, right foot steps forward between thumbs, rise, high crescent lunge. Shoulders over hips, knee and toe are pointing forward. Beautiful. Okay, lengthen your arms. This time your right hand's going on top. Give yourself a hug. Point elbows up into sky, lean into yourself. And then when you let go, drop your chest, have your arms sweep by your sides, knowing that the solving of the problem, whatever's in front of us, something like a puzzle or something more serious, it's so important for us to give effort, but then let go and surrender to the results. Place hands underneath you. Step your foot to a downward facing dog. You press your shoulders over your wrists, find plank. You can bend your knees and come high in your heart for cobra, or bend your elbows and then float your hips for up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, surrender to 3 rounds of breath. And each time we show up on our mats, we're not focused on perfecting, but how can we improve? Is it more focus on breath? Is it more strength in down dog? Your goals is so unique to your practice. Okay, from here, look to your thumbs, start to tiptoe forward into a fold. As you inhale, come all the way up, rise to a mountain. Take a breath in and sweep your arms high. Good. With an exhale, bring your hands to your heart, thumbs rest at heart center. Just like we did in the beginning of practice. Where are you? Are you grounded in your body? Are you still somewhere caught up in the pattern of the mind? Keep moving more forward towards the body. And then breathe in, lift your hands. And as you do so, lean back, hips will go forward. Exhale, lower, and bring yourself down. Okay, right foot's gonna step to the back of the mat. Drop your back heel in and down. We're setting up for warrior 1, different than where we just were. We're digging our back heel at an angle and focusing our entirety of our foot to the floor. Okay, then you'll rise your chest, come high. Similar thing with our arms. We're gonna bring our hands to a T. You'll bring your right arm underneath your left. Give yourself a hug. Okay, then bring your elbows to either stay snug as they are, hands wrapped around shoulders, or you can pull your forearms and your palms together for an eagle wrap. Okay, refocus the structure of your legs. Move your arms away from your face, and then maybe take a back bend variation, leaning back towards your right leg, but little freedom through your chest and your belly. With an exhale, unwind the arms, take them down so that they're reaching to the earth, and then reach them back behind you. Option to clasp the knuckles. If you have them clasped, bring your shoulders to the inside of your leg. Take a little bit of a humble position. Then unwind. Hands will come to frame the space of your foot, or even slightly more forward as you pick up this back leg, coming to warrior 3. Okay, we won't be here long. From warrior 3, find your lines. So you have a line from heel to hip, maybe even from hip to shoulder. And then swing your back leg forward, come to one-legged mountain. We've been here before, but a little different. Tonight is really sweaty and tricky. So if the floor of your home is uneven, maybe you're practicing on carpet, like really work on giving yourself like a lot of grace today because we're doing a lot. Okay, from here, you can bring your hands underneath the belly of your thigh. Okay, still sit up tall. Then option to lengthen your leg out in front of you. Another option will be to bring your hands so that they're reaching to the outside of the thigh still, but then swing it out to like a tree leg. Okay, so you're choosing like a hinge of a door or like a long plank off of a ship. Okay, and then if you want something different, possibly bend your knee, bring your peace fingers to your big toe, and then lengthen out in front of you. If that feels okay and you want to keep going, then take it out to the side. So your choice where you're going tonight. Wherever you're at, when you finish, we're taking our leg that's lifted, bending it, curtsying it behind your standing leg. We've been here before. Grab onto your left wrist and then lean up and over. Perfect. Fuel breath through your side body. Nice. You then turn towards the long edge of your mat. So your feet are in this position where you could turn and become wide-legged towards the side of your mat. Okay, wherever you've turned, maybe you need to get off to get back on, no biggie. We'll land in like a setup for star. So our heels are in, our toes are out. We'll extend our arms up into the air, take up space here. Maybe you are at the point in your puzzle where you start to see things coming together. Okay, you have your creativity looking at the colors and the textures. You have your logic looking at the shape and maybe even the sorting of it all. Okay, bend your knees, bend into your elbows, find goddess. Good. For this one here, let's bring our hands behind our head. You might hate me now, but you'll thank me later because the side activation is going to be really important in the next few poses. Okay, elbow to knee, give a little side bend, and then come up. Okay, you can take this at your pace. If you're still wanting to cultivate heat, make it quicker. If you're like, whew, we're getting to the end here, let me start to slow down now, you have that option. You are free. I am just providing a little bit of a structure. Okay, good, guys. Next time you come to center, re-extend your legs. Okay, let's bring our hands to our hips for a moment. Okay, let your right foot point to the long edge of your mat, and then let your left foot point to the short edge. So you're making a triangle shape with your legs. Okay, stay with your hips and shoulders stacked, and then lengthen your arms to a T. Okay, before we move from this structure, squeeze the inner thighs, and at the same time, pull your feet apart. Okay, arms are lengthened to a T. You'll turn your shoulders down the long edge of your left leg. If you have it flipped, whatever's your front leg. Then flip your palms, and then start to stack your shoulders and just notice the shape that you're making. You're moving your hips forward. You're leaning slightly back into your shoulders and your hands. You're squeezing the legs. You're strong in the arms and super strong in the side body. Good. Okay, keep yourself cartwheeling down. To do that, pop your back heel. So you'll pop your right foot. Bring your hands down to frame the top edge of your mat. Both hands come to earth, both feet come together, downward facing dog. Once you're in your down dog, breathe again. Okay, and here comes the fun part. So that same triangle shape that we just made, we're gonna do it again, but in a different plane. Because just like a puzzle piece, sometimes you need to flip yourself to find the right fit. So for this, we're reaching our right leg into sky. Okay, then bring your knee in towards your nose. Awesome. Reach it back up one more time, find length. Okay, you're crossing your body, so tapping right knee to left elbow. And then you can either stay here, lift it up, or extend your leg so the knife edge of your foot falls to the floor. Okay, your both hands can come to ground, or spin your back foot so that the heel is down, big toe down, and then lift your left hand into the air. You're in fallen triangle. One more breath in, one more breath out. Okay, good. Hands plant. Foot can pick up into chest, then into sky, and then land to the outside of your right pinky. Okay, last pose, drop your back knee down. Good, this last pose should feel good. Keep your left hand to the inside of your foot. Bring your right hand onto your knee, you've been here before. Okay, option to stay You can move to a side plank if you want to stay on this back foot. First, I'm going to show modified side plank. For modified side plank, your front leg is going to come back. At the same time, you're spinning your shin so that you're able to kickstand into a supported or modified side plank, or maybe a floated leg. Okay? If you'd rather go into a side plank, hand down, back knee up, turn your toes to face the long edge of your mat, and then step your front foot to meet your long edge of your leg. Okay, no matter where you're at, no matter what you played or tried, bring both hands to ground, square hips, drop knees, hips to heels, find child's, either stay in child's or rise your chest, hands place on knees, and just reconnect to your right cycles of breath. Child's or heroes, reclaim your power. Remind yourself, what are you trying to achieve? Or maybe ask yourself, what is your goal here? Even if things are coming up that are unwanted, sometimes those are the things that we want to like cut out of the frame of our picture, but it gives us an insight into who we are, or it gives us a moment to find a learning opportunity. And then we can lay the next piece easier. Okay, after you've taken a couple resetting breaths, let's do all of it again on the other side before we calm and cool our hearts. Okay, bring yourself to your hands and knees. Toes tuck, hips lift, rise the hips to sky. Okay, walk your feet forward. And take an inhale, lift yourself halfway, a little half sun salutation reset. Drop your chest, extend your arms up above you, connect palms, bring them to heart center. Full round of inhale and a deep exhale. Good. Re-extend arms. You can kind of swan dive your hips forward and back, and then swan dive yourself down, forward fold. Good. Pick yourself up, halfway inhale, then fingertips come to ground. Okay, we're stepping our left foot to the back of the mat. Okay, once you've gotten there, drop your back heel in and down. Rise your chest and float your arms. Hands come to a T. You're going to tuck your right arm underneath yourself. Give yourself a hug. And pull your elbows towards one another. Forearms and palms if it feels accessible. Move your arms away from your face. Lean more forward into your front knee. Dig your back heel down. And an option just to stay strong in your form. Or maybe lean up and back, reminding yourself the feet are pulling apart, but at the same time, the thighs are pulling together. Like both right and left sides of our bodies are working together. And then when you exhale, you can lower your arms, find your chest dropping low, and either keep your arms dangled by your side, you can connect wrists or interlace fingers, and then drop yourself into a humble warrior. When you exhale, release the hands, little bends in the elbows. Place your fingertips a few inches forward, and then launch up with your back foot. So you're in warrior 3, creating that flexed foot, and then maybe one long line of energy from heel to hip. And if your hands are floated, from even hip to shoulder to head. Okay, and then swing your back leg in and up, come to a one-legged mountain. Maybe a little bit easier on the brain this time, now that we know where we're going. Okay, from here, allow your knee to then open up or place your hands on the back of the belly of your muscle, your big muscle in the back of the leg, and flex your foot forward. And also just grip with the outer hand and open up your knee. Okay, so you choose. And then if you want that bind, peace fingers to big toe, hand to foot, by bringing your foot out, elongating in front of you, and maybe reaching it out to the side. Okay, when you let go of your foot, put a bend in knees, place your heel behind the other, reach your arms up, grab left wrist, and pull yourself over to the other side. Good. Little grace through the legs, big expansion, big expansive breaths through the ribs. Gorgeous. Okay, turn your body once again to the long edge of your mat. This time with landing heels and toes out, you'll bend into your knees. Find your hips sinking, almost like if they were to go all the way down to the earth, they'd be right in the center of your heels. Then place hands like if you see gripped, like a crab. You'll have your thumbs to your inner thighs, and then the opposite fingers or the other fingers out at the side glute. Okay, bend your knees here. And then we're gonna create some shoulder dips. So bring your right shoulder down to the inner left thigh. We're just gonna keep crossing through center, breathing in, opposite shoulder to opposite inner thigh. So that these centers of our minds and of our bodies, masculine, feminine, activity, and rest, they can all like find a balance, like a middle space where they're a little bit of both. Good, guys. Soft, but still active. We'll go one more inhale, one more exhale, and then come up, straighten legs, reach arms. Okay, this time, your hands will come to your hips. You're gonna be pointing your left toes to the short edge of your mat, and then spike your opposite foot so that if you were to face your toes to the long edge of your mat and then draw a line from your front heel to your back arch, they'd have like a perpendicular line. Then angle your knee for a moment just to create more space. Hands can be on your hips. Lengthen both legs. Once again, find that activity of your inner thighs squeezing together. Stay strong in your core and then lengthen out through your arms. Nice. Then slide your shoulder over the long edge of your front leg. And then once you've activated through your side body, then flip your palms and stack your wrists, your shoulders, and allow yourself to suspend in space. So in this shape, we're much more likely to, align hip and shoulder and find more of this like neat shape. But when we flip this puzzle piece around, we're looking for similar angles, but it will fit and it will sit in your body slightly different. Okay, so cartwheel your hands so you can rebend this front knee. Cartwheel your hands down. Lift your left leg into the sky. Bring knee into nose, find a little crunch, then pull it up and back. Okay, last one, pull knee into nose and then tap right elbow. Option to lengthen your leg. Keep your hands the same or reach your right hand into the air as you flip your back foot. So big toe and back of heel press to earth. You're holding, you're strengthening. And then when you exhale, come undone, unwind. Bring your knee into chest, back into sky, and then place it outside of your left pinky. Okay, one more time we drop our back knee. Okay, this is where you have different options. Okay, one option is going to be just to stay. Bring your hand to your inside of your knee, twisting towards your inner thigh, like we did earlier. Another option is to move this front foot, reach it to the back. As you do so, spin your right shin, and then extend your arm into sky. Last option is to pick up your back knee, spin your back heel down, find your knife edge of your foot, all your toes face the long edge of your mat, and then stack your feet. Maybe you can play with like hand to foot if you want to get real crazy with it. And then as you exhale, both hands come to ground. You can take one final vinyasa. dropping knees, bringing belly to earth. Lift your head, breathe through your body and your chest. Exhale, come down to a child's, where you'll find 5 breaths to reset before the fun of our final few poses. Wow, does time go so fast when we're moving and breathing together. Okay, let yourself cool. If you are in a space where you typically practice yoga, you might have like some blocks or some extra blankets around. You could use them. You don't need to use them. Or maybe you look around the room, locate something if you'd like to use it, and find it if you do. And then we'll rise ourselves up. Come to your seat. I do want to practice this specific breathing technique, and to me, it's more important than our final closing posture that I had for us. The breath practice that I want to invite us to is called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. And we've already hit on this like right and left sides of our body and our being and how we can integrate them potentially. This is a breath technique to help you do that. And what it involves is breathing in through one side of your nose, then plugging it and breathing out through the opposite. And then we'll breathe in through that side, plug it, and switch and breathe out through the opposite. So I'll instruct you through it for let's say 5 rounds, and then maybe you can take another 3 to 4 on your own. What I like to use, just for the easy way, since we don't have a lot of time to talk too much technique, but just a little hang loose sign can do the trick. And then you'll place your thumb to one side of your nostril, and then maybe just practice switching, bringing your pinky to the opposite side. And then always, first and foremost, most important thing is to be in a comfortable position. So you've already prepped your body through breath and through movement, so you're in a really good space for something that's more still. Hand can be placed somewhere on the body, like the thigh. Get really comfortable and tall in your space. Again, that's where a prop could help you sit up, maybe. Get a little higher. Then bring your thumb, or bring a digit, one of your digits, to your right nostril. Once you plug it, take a breath in and breathe in through your left. Once you get to the top, take a pause and switch. So your finger will now plug your left, and you'll exhale through your right. Breathe in through your right. Pause at the top and switch. Exhale through your left. Breathe in through left. Pause. Switch. Breathe out through right. Breathe in through your right side. Switch. Breathe out through your left side. Let's go one more together. Breathe in through left. Pause and switch. Breathe out through right. Go ahead and initiate through your right side. Go through 3 to 4 more rounds. And when you finish, you can interlace your hands and place them at your heart. Take your time. Be with each breath. As you come to a close with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, then just return to normal, even breaths in and even breaths out. And then we can Come to our middle of our mats. You'll place your feet to the floor, bent at your knees, and then lower your back to the ground. When you've gotten to the floor, find yourself resting arms by sides. Take a breath in and start to squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your hips as you come to a bridge pose. Your feet press down, your shoulder blades squeeze together. Maybe your hands bind, pinkies reach for the earth. Lift a little higher with a breath in. And then with a breath out, lower your hips to the ground. Separate your hands and then extend your legs into the sky. A little bend through your knees is expected and invited if you'd like. If your body is craving for an inversion, here is an invitation for shoulder stand. If an inversion for you is just reversing blood flow, then stay as you are, legs up the wall. If you have a wall near you, you can even bring your legs to that wall. If you're going to shoulder stand, start to tip your feet back behind you, plow. Then your hands can layer on your sacrum, close. Bring your elbows closer together. Keep your gaze in between your knees or to your belly button. And then lift a leg, and then maybe the other one floats to meet it. If you do have legs up the wall and you're ready to move to a close, find like a happy baby. And then from shoulder stand, if you're lifted, bring feet behind you. Tuck chin to chest, roll towards mat. Upper back, lower back, and then feet come to floor. And then lengthen your limbs out wide and long. Hands can rest somewhere on the body or out beside you. And laying in your accomplishment like a finished puzzle. And although each piece as we lay it feels so good, we know that the result is this total picture. Be here in your wholeness for the next couple minutes. If your night allows you to linger a little longer, feel free just to stay as you are. If the evening is calling you to continue forward, then start to draw breaths back in. Let them just roll off of you. Letting go your breath by like figuratively like letting it go before it even releases out of you. Not attached to the results of your practice, but so joyful for showing up and being here anyways. My friend had a quote that she wrote in her book called From Fear to Fearless by Tiara Taylor. She says, "Don't take the elevator, take the stairs." So as you travel back into a seat, don't just zoom straight up, but start to wiggle fingers and toes and make one small step that leads you to the next. Maybe extending through your limbs and then rolling over to a side. And then gently pressing yourself to a seat, soft in your body, potentially more calm in your mind, and just present in your heart space. Give yourself one more breath here in that space that you cultivated here tonight. Maybe smiling through the corners of the mouth at the beauty that the whole of you is. Thank you all so much for dedicating your time to this practice and for keeping Wednesday yoga as part of your routine. Thank you guys. Namaste.